on me that she's actually making fun of Justin Baldoni and his assault that he experienced. So we're going to deal with that. But first, we have to deal with Erica Kirk. We haven't talked about her in a bit. And she's going on tour, guys, and you're not going to believe this. All right. I had no intention on talking about her today. I have been too busy with my businesses and all the updates in Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Taylor Swift of it all that I've not even noticed. But when it came across my screen today, I was like, we've got to deal with this today. So we're also going to deal with her. How are you guys doing? How's everyone? How's your day? Let me just get everything where one day, like I said yesterday, one day I will get more comfortable with new software, but you know, ADHD and I struggle sometimes with new software. Hello, hello, guys. It's so nice to see you. Can't wait for your interview with my boy, Dave Neal. I love Dave. Yes, he told everyone that I think it was on his morning show that I will be on this afternoon. I adore him. And it's so funny. I told him tongue in cheek before, I don't know, I think it was before we got started. I said, I have such a crush on you, but it's okay. My husband knows and he's here. Kind of a throw, to Justin, a wink to Justin, and that it's okay to joke around like that and not call it sexual harassment. Or I don't know, maybe Dave does see it as sexual harassment and I'm going to get a lawsuit. I mean, that's possible too, right? Who knows? Like the stream, guys, settle in. I'm sorry I'm late. It is like -35 today. So we had it just getting the chores done at the farm in the morning was a little bit longer than usual. And I had to, because I don't want to record anything tomorrow, I had to record a podcast episode for my branding podcast, which is called Unfuck Your Brand. And so it went over a little bit. But unfortunately, that's why I do my best, but sometimes times are an estimate. All right, let's get into Erica Kirk first, and then I want to talk about Taylor. The bots have found my account again. They're out in force. If I see them, I'll delete them. Although I don't really know how to delete people on here, but we'll figure it out. But otherwise, thank the bots. This is the mentality I have now. Thank the bots. Praise the bots. Good job, bots. Why? Them and the unhinged Swifties? Their comments just push the shit they don't want to be seen. They become unhinged, derailed. They start arguing with everyone in the comments and it's like, "Thank you. Oh my gosh, this is free reach for me. I don't even need to pay for ads for my shit anymore cuz I have Swifties bitching in the comments and bots bitching in the comments." So it's fantastic. So I've just shifted my mindset around it. All right, where are we even going to start with Erica Kirk? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Someone needs to intervene in this company. I'm just freaking flabbergasted, first of all. Okay. I'll share. She's going on tour, guys. And we'll only be here for like 15 minutes or so. Don't worry, guys, for here, everyone that's here for Justin and people are going to be trickling in as we get going anyway. So if you're like, I don't care, it's going to be 15 minutes. Hang out with me for a few. Do me the honor of the side quest. This is Erica's tour that she's going on. That's the tour. Make Heaven Crowded tour. What? I mean, I can get okay, because for those that are new to the channel, I have 15 years experience in branding and marketing PR. I was literally just recording a branding podcast on branding psychology before I came on live here. So this is what I'm immersed in and day out. And so if Charlie Kirk had not been assassinated like 5 months ago, barely 5 months ago, I could be like, all right, like it's kind of weird, but like I could kind of get behind it. The name Make Heaven Crowded Tour 2026. But girl, your husband was just assassinated. Like Make Heaven Crowded Tour gives cult, you know, unaliving the whole cult vibe. That Make Heaven Crowded sounds like this is going to be another mass unaliving event. This is weird. It's weird. It's not, I don't know who's, either they need someone new that is organizing the brand, or she is just not able to be directed. Now, I saw this and it made me laugh. So we're going to watch this. Erica Kirk went full psycho. Never go full psycho. Oh yeah, never go full psycho. And especially just stop bringing attention to yourself in regards to going full psycho. But this, it gave me a chuckle, so I wanted to share.
Can't believe there weren't fireworks. Some of you thought the idea of her speaking with no fireworks was so absurd, you thought I was joking.
It's the first tour stop.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Erica Kirk is on tour. Because of course she is.
I have to say a really special thank you to Greg and Kathy because
then she can turn it into an opportunity to bitch about people she's pissed at.
when all of this happened,
The day I lost my husband, the day my husband was taken from me, the moment my life changed forever.
when all of this happened,
When all this happened,
you really see who your true friends are.
what she does here reeks of narcissism. It's totally Trumpian, just a little more polished.
You see who is in your corner.
No one mourns the wicked. If you don't have some wicked song going through your head watching her in that green.
Who is writing, excuse me, this microphone.
Yeah, couldn't have anything to do with her hair. It's like the microphone.
Who is writing my husband's coattails.
Nobody can ride my husband's coattails but me. Yeah, Erica Kirk is a bitch.
And who genuinely cared.
We have a choice what we focus on. And in this example, she's clearly not choosing.
And who genuinely cared. And who genuinely wanted to be there for us as a family and
all that shit. That's exactly what she's saying.
Greg and Kathy both said something to me very, very important and special that really struck my spirit when they said it. And it was different than unlike anything else anyone else said.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there.
Right.
Turn this pain.
No, I think you need an adjective there.
Extreme pain.
There you go.
Into a purpose that is far greater than yourself. You'll be okay.
Or, and just hear me out here, maybe not.
And that stuck with me.
Turn your pain into purpose, stuck with her, like a Bible verse on a bumper sticker.
Because
I had to cut down a lot of long pauses.
And
cut out a mood swinger too.
This tour, the Make Heaven Crowded tour.
Oh, you heard that right. The Make Heaven Crowded tour. They didn't think that through, really, I don't think. I just can't believe there weren't fireworks.
I very little in life puts me at a loss of words. I've seen a lot, especially working with public figures in PR. You see a lot. I have lived a life. I have been homeless in my life. I've seen a lot. Very little puts me at a loss of words, and she just needs to stay home with her kids. But it doesn't stop there. It gets even crazier. I want to share who she's partnering with for this tour. It gets worse, which seems like everything with Erica these days. Everything just spirals worse and worse. But I just saw this. Oh, damn it. Instagram.
Boy, was I wrong.
Babe, that's deep in there. Give them cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Sex sells, babe.
Sex sells.
Sex sells, baby.
Oh,
That's what she just said.
All the Christian value shit is absolute bullshit.
She is set to launch her speaking tour alongside Pastor Greg Laurie, who has been accused of pedophilia and child trafficking.
So this is apparently a case 2005 accusing Harvest Christian Fellowship pastor and missionary Paul Havisgard of widespread child sexual abuse and trafficking at children's homes and shelters in Romania that were funded and supported by Harvest Christian Fellowship, a large California megachurch led by evangelist Pastor Greg Laurie. And
does that ring a bell for any of my videos? For anyone I know not the whole channel watches my Erica Kirk videos, but does that ring a bell in my videos on Erica Kirk where I connected Romanian angels to child trafficking? So I guess birds of a feather really do fly together. Thank you, Billie Eilish, for confirming that for us in your beautiful song lyrics. I love that song. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Birds of a feather.
This ties, which is really interesting, in that she, remember, had a Romanian orphanage
Yes.
thing going on, that she was accused of child trafficking, which is now very interesting in that from the mega church that she's partnering with, one of the people in there was caught with child sexual abuse and trafficking, allegedly, in these homes and shelters in Romania.
She is like a straight up Righteous Gemstones character.
Oh, yes, yes.
She's straight out of that show.
Righteous Gemstone is a hilarious show, I have to say.
It is. It's hilarious.
Okay, so we'll pause there. I mean, you can't make this up with Erica at all. And the thing that upsets me the most is whether you like or followed Charlie before all this went down, all they've done is absolutely destroy the legacy he's built. And his life's work was building Turning Point USA. The YouTube channel, which I assume is still just Andrew Colvett, let me double check before I say that, because Erica had said, don't worry, it's not going to be weird. It's, you're not going to be getting notifications from Charlie. Oh no, Erica? Because looks like the Charlie Kirk channel, Real Charlie Kirk, is where your boy Andrew Colvett hangs out. Oh, look at that. 20 hours ago, people got a notification from the Real Charlie Kirk, and Andrew Colvett's face shows up. It's not even Timu Charlie Kirk. I mean, we can't even get Timu Charlie Kirk on stage at Turning Point these days. You get Erica Kirk and you get Andrew Colvett. So they are, in fact, sending out notifications from the Real Charlie Kirk. And as someone that, like, this gets, oh, thank you so much, Leo. Yes. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to click it like that. I meant to highlight it. There we go. I have a story about that as well, although I think the news will also be on Dave Neal's channel. We'll talk about that in a second. But thank you for sharing. All money goes, anything from the channel, any super chats, anything through PayPal goes directly to our farm animal sanctuary. But this pisses me off because as someone that spent, like, I build personal brands in my own life, but also help people do that. And I understand how much work goes into building the platform Charlie did. Whether you agree with him or not, whether you liked what he had to say or not, I would hope we can all respect that building the platform he did and the size of Turning Point that he did is a massive undertaking. And so instead of them starting anew, like the Real Andrew Colvett, or just at Turning Point USA YouTube channel, they're grifting off of Charlie Kirk's hard work and then sending out subpoenas to people that they say are grifting off of Turning Point and making money off of Turning Point and lying about Turning Point. It just pisses me off that they do this. So yes, they are, I have one more thing I'll show you in regards to this. And then we will get started with the Taylor Swift stuff, which just enrages me as well. My blood pressure, we're just not going to, I took off my Fitbit, so we don't have to worry about that. Been so busy, I'm still drinking my hot chocolate. Okay, so they're posting all of these snippets from it on their X account.
The way that God has carried me is the way that he wants to carry you through your trial, through your life. My cross is mine to carry. You have your own. It's your own cross to bear. One is
okay, and I know I can't put the volume up anymore. It's for whatever reason really quiet. Maybe they don't want people to hear what she has to say. You know, your cross is yours to bear.
Through your life. My cross is mine to carry. You have your own. It's your own cross to bear. One is not better or worse than the other. It's just different. Life is different for all of us, but
life is different for all of us, but like, this is a multi-million-dollar organization. They can't get her some public speaking. She's a freaking pageant queen. You'd think she'd be better.
What we profoundly share in common is that we are all operating within one of it's just our world is so broken. Our world is so evil. Our world is so dark And we're all touched by confusion. We're all touched by disappointment. We're all touched by loss.
Our world is so evil and dark that we need to get, what is it? What's the tagline again? I've like blocked it out. Make heaven crowded again. I want to say make heaven great again. That is not the name. The name is make heaven crowded again, not make heaven great again. Although make heaven great again might actually be a better name than make heaven crowded again. Make heaven crowded. I just can't with this woman. But anyway, it's so performative. It's just, they have no one to blame but themselves that people question what is going on over there. I genuinely believe that they have no one to blame but themselves. Whether you are watching Candace's coverage, whether you think that what she's doing is egregious and she should not be doing it or not, the reason people watch Candace, the reason people keep watching Candace is because you can't watch this and think there's not something fucking sketchy going on. So they do all the hard work for Candace and push people over to Candace because you can't watch this and think they've got to be involved. And if they're not involved, now I'm going to get a subpoena. Make 2026 great again with another subpoena. Why not? You can't watch this and a reasonable person watches this, I would imagine, and thinks, what is going on over there? What is going on? Yes, I saw some people saying it sounds like Heaven's Gate. Yeah. Yep. Let me see. Oh, what's the other one I'm thinking of? There was another one where it was like a mass, like thousands of people drink. I think it was cyanide. I can't believe I can't think of it. Anyway, that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like a cult where, you don't survive at the end. But anyway, that's what I have to say about Erica Kirk today. It's just a marketing absolute disaster. All right. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Where did I see it jumped? Please don't slander heaven, Erica. Yeah. Say allegedly after everything you say. I used to, and I still got a subpoena. Blake and Ryan still sent me a subpoena. Yeah, it's Jonestown. That's the one. Thank you, Katie. That's what I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking of. A lot of these images are covered up, but I'll just share. The really bad ones are all covered up. That's the one, Jonestown. This is what it sounds like to me. Jonestown, 100%. Make heaven crowded. If you want to know what I mean by that, check out Jonestown after the video. It's just wild. Okay. With that, let's go over into Taylor. Taylor. Let's start with the text message because I think that gives context to it. When this really clicked for me, I was enraged. But it really goes to show what I've been speaking to with, is it this one? Damn it, no. Actually, I don't even need that one anymore. What I've been saying to and speaking to in regards to Taylor Swift, it's this one. How her entire brand is by design. And I actually use her as an example I use her, Tony Robbins, and Who, for anyone that likes human design, as my example in the brand psychology episode I just made for my Unfuck Your Brand podcast. She's exceptional at what she does for branding. You don't get Taylor. You get what she's created, what she wants you to see. And she is so successful because she is curated in a way that people believe it. You don't question it. But I reread this morning and it finally clicked. I don't know how I missed this. And maybe I'm the only one that missed this. But we have these text messages going back and forth between Taylor and Blake. So Taylor says, first paragraph took me out. B, if only I sent you the unplugged version. B, I sent you, which is Blake. I sent you a voice memo, but it doesn't show on our thread, which is really helping my case of not trusting people. Did it go through? Taylor, yes, I'm just falling asleep, but we'll listen tomorrow. Love you. B, it's the length of a mini series. Oh, so Blake can send mini series voice notes, but Justin sends a 2-minute one. It's creepy. Okay. B says, XX, love you. And then this is at 3:15 p.m., so about 45 minutes after Blake's last message. Taylor says, I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. And that's gained a lot of traction, right? A lot of people have picked that up and like, well, first of all, she wrote that and canceled, very obviously, which we've all been saying here from the beginning, is canceled for Blake, written for Blake, not even about Blake. It is for Blake and Ryan. So people were making that connection. But it didn't click for me what article Taylor was calling him a little bitch for talking about and doing. Did you guys catch this? Justin Baldoni reveals he was sexually traumatized by an ex-girlfriend when he was hoping to save myself for marriage. What? So Taylor Swift calls him a little bitch for talking about his trauma of abuse. It's not a separate message. It is in the exact same message. So there's no confusion, right? You can be like, Ashley, it was like an hour and a half later. She sends the article. It has nothing to do with what she was saying. No. 12/5/2024 at 3:15 p.m. I think this bitch knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin. And the URL she includes is, and then she sends a picture of it. There's an image. So not only did Taylor take the time to get the URL to send to Blake, but she took a screenshot of it on Instagram from her burner account. Yep. So the caption here, she includes the caption. Justin Baldoni struggled for years after being sexually traumatized by an ex-girlfriend. On a wide-ranging episode of Elizabeth Day's How to Fail podcast that debuted December 4th, the It Ends With Us director, actor 40 spoke publicly for the first time about his diagnosed ADHD as an adult this year, and this was among the topics. Do you guys also know what happened? We talked about this before. Do you guys remember what happened with that podcast episode? It disappeared. It was taken down. So Elizabeth Day, How to Fail, took down that podcast episode shortly after. I wonder if Taylor made a call. I mean, I obviously have no way to know that for sure, and I'm not accusing her of having made a call or anything like that. She seems to be like, not happy that he's doing that. She's making fun of him for doing that. But this is what she thinks of someone talking about their sexual trauma, that he's a little bitch for talking about it. Oh, yeah, the Aladdin one I have up to and I want to revisit because the more I sit with that, it just makes me sick. Yeah. So we'll pull that one up too. It was like when I was pissed when I initially saw it, but some of these are so, even though I've studied Taylor for so long and her brand, it's still shocking. I don't know. Maybe it's not for everyone, but this is shocking to me still to this day of what people are capable of. Does anyone remember who Blake was texting where she mentions the barbecue? I'm not sure, but someone might be able to drop that in the chat. But let's pull up. I think I have that article. So the article's still there, but that podcast episode's gone. All you can find now is do you think I've been clicking on Tony Robbins ads? It's so funny. I just signed up for his free event. I do anything with Tony Robbins. I love Tony Robbins. That's just so funny that that's a retargeting ad. For anyone that doesn't know like how ads work, that is a retargeting ad. You click on something, it'll retarget you. Anyway, this is the article that she sent to him. Justin Baldoni reveals he was sexually traumatized by an ex-girlfriend when he was hoping to save myself for marriage. So it talks about the episode. At one point, he opened up about feeling conflicted after a toxic relationship he had in college. He said he met a beautiful young woman at an Abercrombie and Fitch store. Oh, while attending Long Beach State, and fell right into this relationship because I was trying to fill a hole in a void where I just didn't feel like I was enough. It was a very bad relationship, and I did kind of contort myself and my personality to be what she wanted, said the Jane the Virgin star. I had strong values and opinions and beliefs going on, and those were very easily manipulated and reshaped to the point where a few months in, I completely lost any sense of myself that I had left, and it got very emotionally abusive. Yep. Continues, Baldoni said that he experienced sexual trauma in that relationship. He then wrestled with that trauma for the rest of his life because in my head, he says, a man can't experience sexual trauma at the hands of a woman. It's also the way that society has kind of made me feel that, it's only the other way around when in reality it can happen. So he opens up in this raw interview, and these bitches are sending these text messages back and forth, making fun of him for it. Prompted by Taylor. I'm sorry, but the ringling leader is Taylor. If you go through those text messages again, Blake, it's almost pathetic how much she wants to be accepted by other people. She's always propping Taylor up. You're so smart. Oh my gosh, you think like the Roman Empire and you're this, you're that. She's groveling at Taylor's feet when Taylor's withholding love, which is a narcissist trait. Taylor's withholding love because Blake is using we in text messages. And hey, I'm not defending Blake. I think she's psycho too. But it's very obvious the power dynamics in that relationship. And Blake wanted to be like Taylor so bad. And she looked up to Taylor. We did that email exchange the other day where Blake's like, I feel like something's wrong. And Taylor, typical narcissist, it's very clear she had been withholding love, withholding responding. And you can see in it that Blake will do anything to be accepted. I think Blake is very aware that she's not at the level. And I don't mean not at the level of Ryan and Taylor in regards to success. I think she's also very aware she's not at the level in terms of like manipulative tactics and ability to move chess pieces. Like she's playing checkers while they play chess. And so she's just desperately wanting to be seen by them. And I don't know. It's kind of pathetic, but Taylor's the one that called him a little bitch for this. But the thing that makes it even worse for me is, where is it? Huh. Well, I mean, the Swifties definitely don't forget that Taylor Swift won an assault case against the DJ. Now, I'm not saying what he did was right. There is no excuse for grabbing someone like that. It's inexcusable. And this became a pillar of her brand. Wait, I think I've heard this before when she was called out for it. What is it called? Oh, yeah, weaponizing feminism. Because this became a pillar of her brand. This is a brand story. So in your brand, you create and cultivate brand stories. This became one. So she sued very famously. She was awarded a symbolic $1 in damages that she had sought. She just wanted $1. And she said, now this sounds like a publicist said it, but whatever, it's attributed to her. I acknowledge the privilege that I benefit from in life, in society, and in my ability to shoulder the enormous cost of defending myself in a trial like this. My hope is to help those whose voices should be heard. Therefore, I will be making donations in the near future to multiple organizations that help sexual assault victims defend themselves. So that is brand Taylor. Anything you see publicly in a brand, especially of that size, is cultivated, is curated. That's brand Taylor. I stand with victims. I'm here to help victims. She famously donated Kesha. That's another thing that people talk about all the time, is how she supports women. She supports victims. But behind the scenes, Taylor's calling people a little bitch for sharing their stories. I don't know. If you ask me, Wayfair and Justin clocked Taylor. When they said she weaponizes feminism, they clocked her. They knew exactly who she was and what she's about. She does. She weaponizes feminism to build a brand, to make billions of dollars. Like the tactics that she uses, what I don't think people realize is the same tactics that billion-dollar brands use. Branding psychology isn't bad. If you want to build anything from a YouTube channel, a podcast, to a coaching business, to a political career, to be a celebrity, an actor, or a musician, you need a personal brand, and it needs to understand branding psychology. It needs to understand psychology. The difference is there's ethical and unethical ways of using it. And one of the things I've said for a long time is she crosses a line into unethical ways of using it. And I think this just shows again how she will weaponize situations to one, play the victim. Her brand always has an enemy. And that situation she was. That guy should not have been touching her like that. Yet she always, like, everything. Katy Perry, Scooter Braun, boyfriends, Kim, Kanye. I mean, all these people, right? They're the enemy, and we have to fight the enemy. It's just ridiculous. All right. What else did I want to pull up here? Did I have any? A little bit unorganized just because today has just been running from one thing to the next. Okay, I have some stuff from the lawyers that I wanted to go over next. Okay, let's start with Blake's lawyer. Have you guys seen this? Oh yeah, I agree. Everything that happened on that set was racially motivated and prejudice against their faith. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to take a pause and see everything that's going on in... Whoops, what did I do? Where did I put the chat? Now I just have to figure out how to use the chat. Oh my gosh, Ashley, get it together. I'm such a basic bitch. I can't figure out how to pull the super chat up. MDR, thank you so much for the super chat. This is Ashley Avignon. This is the beginning of T Swift via Jen Abel and our favorite word, Van Zan. Yes. Van Zan. I mean, we've got to stay on that Van Zan thing, guys. We've got to stay on it. There is, I don't know why it won't let me click it to pull it up. I'm going to have to practice on, I'm going to have to make just like a fake shell company. No, a shell YouTube channel to be able to figure out how to use this. Why won't it let me pull it up? That's so weird. But thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. That'll go directly to the goatees and the horses. It is so cold right now. Oh my gosh. We have extra straw, we're going through hay and straw at an insane rate. Fake feminism. Listen to all women, except the ones who say negative stuff about us. You got it. It's exactly what it is. All right, let's look at and pull up the lawyers. Is this the first one? There we go. Okay. This is Blake's lawyer. We're going to watch it first, and then I'm going to replay it to point out something.
Private texts to friends like Taylor Swift laid out in public. I mean, that's not comfortable for anyone.
Blake has worked very hard to protect her friends, the acquaintances she had along the way. This case is not about those individuals. This case is about her performing her job in the workplace and being subject to sexual harassment. That's it. That's what this case is about.
Does our client want this to go to trial, or is she willing to look at settlement options?
Blake Lively wants this to go to trial. She really is in a position where she's got mountains of strong evidence. She feels very good about her claims, and she wants to send a message to all women that if you are wronged and harmed in the workplace, you can stand up for yourself. You can say that this is not right and should not continue.
How does Blake feel about having all of her private texts to friends like...
Okay, we're going to break it down. Laura, I love you. It's so nice to see you. What's the temp there? It feels like negative 35 today. So we brought like all the animals into the main barn. Like we have goats and sheep in the aisle, just to keep everyone warm and use body heat to keep the barn really warm. We woke up this morning, the horses had like little frost on their whiskers and everything. So we're like, oh my goodness, you guys have to come in. It is, it's cold. It's cold. My husky was excited to go. Tundra was so excited to go for a walk in this. I was like, no, sir. No, we are not walking in this. All right. The interesting thing for me when I watch it, this is oh god, now her name's, this is Epstein's victim's lawyer. So she was hired strictly, even though she's a lawyer, for PR for Blake. So to control the public narrative and to really immediately give that subconscious feeling of, well, she represents victims, and this is the psychology of it, right? It was the psychology of this hire. She represents victims, therefore, Blake must be a victim. It's kind of like just manipulating the psychology under the surface of it. But one of the things she does in this actually, I'm going to take it a step back. When someone has specific like body language leaks and tells, you want to look at the entirety of them, right? So if they always talk shaking their head no, which would be very uncommon for someone to do, especially when they're talking in the affirmative, then okay, it's not as big of a deal. But one of the biggest body language tells is when someone is saying something that's supposed to be affirmative, like yes, she's ready for court. Yeah. And especially like that passion, right? Like you're getting into it. Yes, she's ready for court. Yes, she has mountains of evidence. And she's doing this. So she has a subtle head nod side to side. So that is behavioral leakage or non-congruent body language. So she says there's a mountain of evidence and Blake's excited to go to court while she's shaking her head side to side, which she doesn't do that for the entirety of the video. And that's why it's so significant. So what that shows from a psychology standpoint, and if you are even like a cop that's doing interviews with people, if you're in the psychology field, that's one of the things you look for. Someone's like, oh, they're saying, yeah, I did that. They're shaking their head no. Or I didn't do that. And they're shaking their head yes. So let's watch it again and just keep that in mind as she gets to the part about having the mountains of evidence.
Like Taylor Swift laid out in public. I mean, that's not comfortable for anyone.
Blake has worked very hard to protect her friends, the acquaintances she had along the way. This case is not about those individuals. This case is about her performing.
Okay, so that's when she's congruent, right? She's like, this case is not about those individuals, and she's shaking her head no. And that's why it's so important to notice what she does with the mountains of evidence, because she is someone that when she means no, she shakes her head no.
Her job in the workplace and being subject to sexual harassment. That's it. That's what this case is about.
Does the client want this to go to trial, or is she willing to look at settlement options?
Blake Lively wants this to go to trial. She really is in a position where she's got mountains of strong evidence. She feels very good about her claims, and she wants to send a message for all women that if you are wronged and harmed in the workplace, you can stand up for.
So it's interesting when she shifts. So Blake is no. And then when she gets to the part where she's like, if you are harmed in the workplace, you can stand up for yourself. So she obviously does believe if you're harmed in the workplace, you can stand up for yourself. But when she's talking about Blake, it's always a no.
For yourself. You can say that this is not right and should not continue.
How does Blake?
So she is someone that tends to be incongruent. So what that shows is what she feels subconsciously, allegedly my opinion only, is she doesn't believe that Blake has, mountains of evidence, which I mean, same girl, same, none of us do, but some of us have morals and ethics and we didn't take the case. I mean, not that I'm being offered to be a lawyer on Blake's team, but you know what I mean. So that is what Blake's team had to do or had to say. Of course, they send out the victim, the fighter for victims' rights now. And you can see the difference. Watch the difference. It just shows the difference between the two teams. And how scripted it was too. Oh shit, where did I go? There we go. And how technology, am I right? Oh my God, one day I'll figure it out. Sorry guys, I'm bad with technology. I'm trying. So watch the different teams. She obviously had a very scripted, practiced it in the mirror versus Justin's team, which is a lot more relaxed, approachable, authentic.
Excited to try to move forward in the case and just wants the truth to be to be out there.
What are you hoping for today with the judge, with the hearing?
Just hoping for fairness and the right outcome.
You hoping that he will make sure that these documents will be permissible in court?
Well, I mean, that's, I think, we're a few steps away. We're a few steps away from that. So we'll see what happens today. We'll see how it goes, and and we'll let you know. I mean, you guys will probably be in there.
Brian, one more question. How's Mr. Baldoni holding up with all of this going on?
You know, it's difficult when you read about yourself and people that you think that you had a good relationship with, and it comes out that they're saying things behind your back and whatnot. It hurts, and it would hurt anybody, right? And he's just a wonderful guy. He really is a really good human being, and I feel sad about that for him. I think he feels like he wants the truth to come out, but you never feel good when people are being mean and not saying things that are kind. So I think he's excited to try to move forward.
Can you feel the difference? Oh my gosh. They defrosted Sigrid in time for this meeting. It just looks like it. It looks like it. But you guys are seeing that too, right? I'm seeing in the chat that you guys are feeling that as well. We are professionals. I know every time I'm struggling with technology, and it gives me such bad anxiety. I am getting hives over it because the interface on this software is so different than StreamYard. It gives me anxiety. But I always think of Emily D. Baker, like, we're professionals here. It's all right. We'll figure it out. But yeah, you can feel the difference. Like, it's so human. It's so just not scripted. I also really love how Brian Freeman speaks and public speaks. I would be a horrible lawyer. I would be leaking shit all over the place worse than Sigrid. I'd be like, oh yeah, Blake has tons of evidence. Yeah, she's so excited to go to court. She's here to fight for women. Like, I would be leaking everywhere. That's what she said. I would be leaking everywhere. So that's also why I don't do a career like that. That's also why I've built my brand on authenticity and not trying to fake shit, because I can't. I just can't. You'll be able to tell, right? So but he has such a great demeanor, as he's very authentic. He speaks from the heart. It's not Brian Freeman. It's not overly scripted, but he's also just very, whether consciously or not, very aware of like the head motions going around. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Brian's working the media really good on this one. Yeah, it's so good. So good. I love it. All right. So I have one more. Should I close it from, oh, there it is. From TMZ. There we go. I just love, like, oh, damn it. I got rid of myself again. I'm sorry, guys. At least I'm catching it. What a fucking disaster. Such a hot mess. Thank you so much, Crass, for the super sticker. I wish I could figure out how to get it on screen. I feel like such an asshole. Thank you so much for the $24 super sticker. That will go. I'll get you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, I'll get maybe a video later of all the animals pushed. Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. I'm going to tell you guys after this. Everyone in the back of the barn trying to use body heat to keep them all warm. But let's just watch this first, and I'll tell you what I have planned coming. Oh, shoot.
How did it go for you guys today?
It was a good day.
It was a good day. Do you think it's likely that you guys might find an agreement, settle?
Oh, we have no idea about that. I think it's likely that we're always hopeful for good things.
How is Baldoni
doing?
feeling today? I'm good. Thank you for asking.
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him today. I'm sure he's feeling like he feels every day, and it's been a tough year.
Mr. Freeman, Mr. Beer, how are you guys doing?
Doing great.
How did it go for you guys today?
It was a good day.
Like, it's just so, I just love them. Like you guys were saying, Sigrid had to be like unthawed, and not in a cool way, like Mariah Carey getting unthawed for Christmas way. Like, that's a cool way. Not in a good way. Ugh. Well, that is true too. You wouldn't represent Blake. You have too much of a moral compass. There is no way I could. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it. Oh, that's what I want to tell you guys first before we go because I talked about it with Dave and I was like, oh, I should probably tell my community this too. So, for those that have been around for a while, you know that my dream was always to open a farm animal sanctuary. And 3 years ago, that happened. We were, it was a 5 year plan when I really was like, I'm going all in on my business and getting back into the branding and marketing field after time away from it. And we had a 5 year plan to buy a farm where we could start a farm animal sanctuary. I've shown a lot of videos on the channel. We haven't done live streams in a bit on the Misfit Herd YouTube channel, mostly because everyone's hiding in the barn lately. But it was a dream come true. I mean, we bought the property, and I'm telling you, I literally started looking for animals to save. So we have goats and sheep from the commercial industries. So the goats were from commercial, like dairy farms. We have horses that were from really bad situations, a pony that couldn't find a home and been rehomed before the age of 2, like 6 or 7 times. And no one would take her. She was kind of like an ass with kids. And really, that's why you're getting a pony. And she would just break out of fencing. We had to put electrical fencing, rows of electrical fencing around all of our paddocks because she would just like break out. She didn't even care. She was such a snot bag. She would like try to kick you in the knees and like take out your kneecaps while she was running away after she broke out of your fence. So we rescued her, but we are looking to expand. And I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So yesterday was a year since Alaska was admitted for emergency health issues. So for those that have been around, he was my husky, my best friend, like everything to me. He would do yoga with me in the morning. He would sit at my feet while I worked. He was my first husky ever. And the funny story is, yeah, it makes me a little bit emotional. But the funny story is I didn't actually ever see myself wanting a husky, but I just saw him on this rescue site and I knew I had, like, it was just meant to be. So a year ago yesterday, he was shaking and we couldn't figure out why. Anyway, long story short, he ended up in the emergency room, then ICU, then critical care. He made it out of critical care. He came home. He passed his blood work 7 days later, and we were told basically everything's looking good. He's out of the woods. And then it was like 3 days after his blood work that a blood clot got him. And it was after his breakfast, right? We were all excited the day before. I had just been like playing with him outside, and they knew he was throwing clots at the hospital, but they thought it had stopped, and they didn't want to give him blood thinning medication because there was so much inflammation in the body that if he even got a nick, he could bleed to death. So they weighed the pros and cons. And yeah, anyway, it was a very traumatic time. He got a blood clot in the kitchen between breakfast and going for a walk. But that was probably 2 weeks between when he initially got sick and passed away. But something we've decided to do is start a husky rescue. So one of the things I've been looking at is in the States, especially in Texas, there's like a husky overpopulation and they're ending up in these high kill shelters. So we're expanding. I'm writing out like the business plan for it right now, but we're expanding the rescue to include huskies. So what we're going to do is the front of our barn is a workshop currently, and we're going to like gut it, redo it. So it's like a really not a small kennel shelter type environment, but this really upgraded environment. We're going to build a massive like dog park area on the property. And the hope is by the second anniversary of Alaska's death that we can start rescuing huskies from Texas, from high kill shelters, and start finding them homes in Canada. So the reason I also picked Texas is because Alaska was from Texas. I'm in Canada, but he was rescued by an organization from a high kill shelter and brought to Canada. So in honor of Alaska, we're going to be expanding into rescuing huskies. So any support of the channel, any liking, sharing, subscribing, super chats, even though I can't seem to figure out how to pull them up and it makes me feel like a huge asshole. I'm really sorry. Super chats, any products, merch, anything like that, it all goes towards that. I've received a lot of emails asking like, how can we start donating to the shelter and like helping build out the shelter? I'm getting a business plan done first to look at what it would cost to get everything going. And then I'll have more details if you wanted to donate directly to starting the husky rescue. And I think we decided on Alaska's Haven is what we're calling it. So anyway, that's a little side quest. Texas has so many huskies and high kill shelters. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. And like right now, all I can do is comment. Like I will go through, guys. I'm not even joking. I'll spend an hour every night and I go through and I just look up high kill areas and their shelters, and I'll go through and I'll like comment on their post to help boost the algorithm, and it just doesn't feel like enough. And I want to be able to do more. And I'm the kind of person where, hello, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm ignoring everyone. Hello, my friend. It's so nice to see. And Lauren's here. Did I miss Lauren? Hello, Lauren. Yeah, I'm the kind of person where I don't like to just sit around and not take action. So I had this kind of epiphany where I go, well, you wanted to help more farm animals, and so you built a farm animal sanctuary. Like, why are you just commenting? Why are you just sharing when you're the kind of person that's like, let's put this in action and do something? So that's what we're going to be building out. And I'm really excited about it because they really do need to be helped. The Huskies in my neighborhood like to break into chicken coops and eat the chickens. Oh my goodness. Alaska wouldn't have. Tundra, I wouldn't trust Tundi. I wouldn't trust Tundi. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being here and for listening to that little bit of a side quest. Okay. Oh, that's what else I wanted to show. Where did I have that? It's this video. Did I already play that? Oh, I totally missed what the point of that video was. Okay. So Justin Baldoni's defense lawyer isn't ruling out a settlement possibility, which I thought was really interesting. Let me know what you think in the chat. But for me, oh, damn it, I'm gone again. For the love of God. All right, we're going to make it through, guys. We're going to make it through. I personally would have thought that they would have been more like anti-settlement, but let's watch this again.
It was a good day. Do you think it's likely that you guys might find an agreement, settle?
Oh, we have no idea about that. I think it's likely that we're always hopeful for good things.
How is Baldoni
doing?
feeling today?
That's the part I forgot to point out. He said, we're always hopeful for good things, which it sounds like Justin's team would see that as good. I can't imagine that people aren't putting pressure on Blake to just like get this done. Can you imagine all the celebrities that are getting dragged into this shit? I can't imagine how they're not putting pressure on Blake to like just wrap this shit up and let's get this done. But he said that they're hopeful for good things. Now, if we look at the docket, now I know this is typical, so it doesn't mean, this is what's going to happen, but they were kind of like forced, if you will, to do settlement talks. So there's a settlement conference after the meeting yesterday. And I heard from someone, I think they have another one today, like they split it up on what they're talking about. I don't know all the details. I don't even play a lawyer on TV, so don't take my word for legal advice. But there was a settlement conference, and it looks like Justin's team does see that as a potentially positive situation. I don't know. If I was Blake, what would you guys do? If I was Blake, I'd want to settle. I can't imagine that Taylor isn't like, girl, shut this fucking down. Like, get this down. Yeah, but big money. I would hope it would be big money. And I imagine, like, I just can't see Blake and Ryan admitting that they were wrong. But who knows? And for someone, I have ADHD, Justin has ADHD, so I can understand the extra pressure in regards to all of this, the rejection sensitivity around this, the guilt. For me, the stress that I would feel of like everyone being involved in this as well would just wear on me. The rejection sensitivity of reading all of these text messages where these are all people that you thought were nice to you. You're seeing messages from Melissa, from Jen Abel, all of these people that you thought were more or less friends of yours, colleagues, people that you could trust, and they're just like saying the stupidest shit behind his back. I can't imagine how he feels. So there might be an aspect of him just wanting this over and him just wanting this done so he can move on. I was actually watching the Elizabeth Smart kidnapped Elizabeth Smart last night. And it was fantastic. First of all, I was bawling my eyes out. It was so well done. But she talks about how it went on for 10 years, the trial. and like the litigation and everything is piece of it. And she just wanted it over. And so, victims of situations like this, I can imagine where they're just like, let's just get this over. Because where I think in my head is, well, she could appeal, I guess. I imagine this could drag on for years and years and years. Maybe there is a piece of them that's like, for the right price and for the right statement by Blake and Ryan, I just want this over. I want this done so I can move on with my life. I hope he continues with the Man Enough brand. I don't know if he feels, I don't know if they've ruined his trust and his, like, what he believes in. It would shake me to the core. It would shake me to the core. When do we hear from Lyman about the MSJ? I don't know. I was watching, I think it was Not Actually Golden, and they even said the lawyers were saying they're not sure when we'll get that back. So I genuinely don't know. I'm hoping soon. I can't imagine anyone sleeping right now while they navigate this and worry about this. But we don't have anything on the docket yet. Let's see. Actually, let me refresh it. Oh, that's something else I wanted to pull up. Freaking Sklenar. Is this it? This irritates me so much. Oh, fuck. Gonna figure out the tech. This is a chain between Brandon and Blake where he's basically trashing 1923, which is his Taylor Sheridan show that he's on. So he talks about here, thanks for getting that in there. I deeply loathe shitty, obvious ADR lines. I meant to be doing some ADR at a studio in Santa Barbara in a few weeks. B says, yeah, TBD on that. Brandon liked it. Brandon, I thought so. B, the little zippy emoji. Brandon says, thank you with pray face or pray hands. B says, you'll be busy in Dallas instead. I'm becoming pimp adjacent. Put on a short little skirt and get in the corner, Sklenar. So also, technically, wouldn't Blake be a superior to Sklenar, to Brandon Sklenar? Because if she was the producer, if she had all this control and she was running HR, she said that in her PGA letter. I was running HR. I was in charge of everything basically on set. I took over everything. It was my movie. So wouldn't that mean that she's a superior and has more power than Sklenar? Yeah, we are also a fan of cursey words. We are. Oh my gosh, I swore by accident on Dave's podcast. He'll probably have to edit it out. I was like, fuck your feelings. And I go, oh my God, Dave, I'm so sorry. He's like, he'll probably edit it out. I felt so bad. But I try to not swear when I go on other people's podcasts, but I do swear. But yeah, so she's a superior and she's talking to him like this. She's fucking crazy. And then Blake says, because I'm not selling this movie on him, he attaches a URL. It looks like it's just this GIF. It doesn't look like it's separate. And then she says he's really good in it, made sure of it, but he's the abuser and it shouldn't be centered on him regardless of the process. So she's also taking credit for Justin looking good in the movie. She then says, I hope your show gives you space to hustle, especially once it comes out. Week 2 will be a time that it will get especially heated for you. Just something to think about and maximize. She then says, actual footage of me texting you right now. It looks like a pimp on a treadmill. He likes it. He laughs at that. He says, I'm working on it. They're particularly shitty about that. Yeah, standards and schedule, that just sounds like, good business. So he says they're particularly shitty about that, but I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. It would be a crime to not ride that momentum. Blake says it would be. Get Warren on it. And she says it's what they do. And Brandon says on it. And Blake says, bank some beforehand, and maybe there's something you can do in Austin too. It doesn't really matter. The impact will be evergreen. But as someone whose show kept me from every opportunity outside of it, I look back now and see how shitty that was and how I could have, along with my team, pushed harder to make space for a few moments I needed during production to honor the work I did outside of it. Pardon me, Blake. The only thing people really know you for is Gossip Girl. And you're shitting on Gossip Girl? So it's shitty, and she says that she should have pushed harder to have more time away from it. You're not even a big name. Like, what kind of leverage do you have? And then she continues, but they feel like you owe them. This just exposes Blake's rug pull, right? Like, I just go in, I do what I want. I just go in, they think I'm an actress, and then I rug pull, and I do whatever I want. And I take over craft services, and I take over the wardrobe, and I take over production. I do it all. I make my own schedule. She even switched where ends with us was being filmed. She says it was like to help with money. Well, yeah, because you wanted it near where you live. So she says shows feel like you owe them. So they tend to attempt to dim your light so you don't outgrow them. And it has the opposite effect than they intended. It makes you resent them and want to get out. If they just made space for you to do the work you needed in a way that worked for everyone, you would be indebted and grateful. At least that was my experience on my show. It was all of ours. So you're not grateful to. I just can't with her. I just can't imagine having this level of audacity. Hijack the movie poll. Yeah. Why won't it let me pull it up? There we go. Hijack the movie poll. Yeah. Same thing. My mom always taught me never to engage in gossip and stay far away from those who do. Blake is talking shit about everyone. Literally everyone. It's wild. Even about the show that gave her her start. And no, Blake, your show's not trying to dim your fucking light because that actually works against them. If they can create stars out of their shows, it's positive for the show. It brings more attention to the show. And Brandon says, thankfully, we only have 7 episodes left. It was only meant to be the 8, and they added 7 more as soon as we started the first 8. Oh, poor you having work. Poor you, Brendan, whatever the fuck your name is, Timu Thor. Poor you having work. There's a lot of people in the industry itself and across the world that would just be happy they have work, and especially on a Taylor Sheridan show, which I'm a big fan of Taylor Sheridan. So don't talk smack. Now I hate you both even more because you're talking smack about Taylor Sheridan show, and he's a horse guy. I don't know if you guys know, but he created all of these shows so that he could afford to buy his ranch. He needed a certain amount of money to buy his ranch. And so he worked hard and got all of these shows going and was working night and day so that he could have enough money to buy his dream farm that he had wanted since he was a kid. So don't talk smack about Taylor Sheridan, Brandon. People with kindness and good hearts can't relate at all with her. Yep. Oh no, a steady paycheck. Yeah. Like they're bitching about steady paychecks. Brandon says no more shows after this. Yeah, hopefully you don't get work after all this. Hopefully you and your merry band of psychos with Blake and Ryan are just cast out of Hollywood. We can hope. We can dream. Brandon Sklenar, that's for damn sure. So he's saying no more shows. Is it renewed? Now I want to see. Oh, it wasn't renewed. Oh, I wish it could just be revived and renewed just to fire him. That's so mean, but I don't even care at this point with these two. Yeah, so that's them. They're shitting on the shows that gave them platforms. But does that even surprise you anymore with Blake? Nothing surprises me anymore with these people. They're just disgusting. What else did I have up? Oh, that's another thing I wanted to just to continue to underline. Like that Blake is just such a liar. Because remember when things went sideways and she goes, no, I didn't bring your friends and florals. I didn't have control over the marketing. What are you talking about? Over and over and over again, I've seen letters of people writing to the PGA that say she had control over even the marketing of it. You have text messages with her name in it saying she had control. Blake, morning, Josh and Ange, great call with the team today, read PR and marketing. So she was dealing with PR and marketing. Just checking in on Wayfair letter stats. The PGA has been altered and are expecting my letter with all the letters immediately. I have 18 letters, all but theirs. They should have never wrote you that fucking letter. Ange says, I just heard from Jamie at Wayfair. Are you available to talk? Yes. Then Josh Greenstein says, fucking dummies. Is this how you talk about someone that was sexually harassing all of the women on set and made the set so disgusting and rife with violence because of hugs and gratitude? You're calling them a doofus, fucking dummies, sending Aladdin pictures about them, laughing about how Taylor Swift lied to his face, laughing about how Justin resisted it at first. That's what Blake said in the text with Taylor. Oh, it's so fucking funny. Ha ha ha. We're hilarious because he was resisting it, but like also buying into it. They're vile humans. Where was this one? Oh, and then I do wonder if she had a hand in WME letting Justin go as well. Is this the one? Yeah. So Taylor says, you won, you did it. Roy Orbison says it's turning, and Taylor sends a Deadline article, Justin Baldoni dropped by WME, Blake Lively sexual harassment complaint. And then she sends different attachments. Taylor says, and you fucking helped so many people who won't have to go through this ever again. Oh, damn it. So you help so many people that won't. Now, people have asked about Remember August. Let me just. What happened in August? I don't know. Does anyone know what they mean there? Did something happen? Thank you so much, Laura. It's so nice to see you. It feels like the family's here. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Being at home with my pets and just chilling. That's fun. Who can I ruin today? How is that fun? Yep. It's so ridiculous. But I can't figure out what would have happened in August. So this was December 2024, unless they're just talking about like the pushback she got. Taylor, never has a cancellation been reversed so fast. You guys don't understand how rare this is to have proof and to make the perfect steps to bring that truth into the light. And Blake says, oh my God, I love you so much. I would not be okay through any of this if it weren't for you. I mean, if nothing else, Blake told us all that Taylor was there every step of the way. Blake told the truth for once in her life. Taylor says, can you believe she just called and was like, this PR chick wants to get info to Blake. That means the world. And B says, it changed my life. I can't with these people. Yeah, Stephanie took Jen's phone and then Ashley connected. Ashley is Taylor's BFF. How does Ashley know Stephanie Jones? I wonder how she knows Stephanie Jones. But Ashley connected Taylor, Blake to Stephanie to get the phone, which just really goes to show you how bullshit all of this was, right? Like how it was so orchestrated, because then you have this Van Zandt lawsuit, which is also referencing sexual harassment in it, but it's like a contractual thing. It makes no sense. Let's see if any of the lawyers have, before I let you guys go, have any updates. Why won't it let me click? Oh, no, that's it. Let's see if not actually Golden has any updates on what. So her little girl attorney were there yesterday. Let's see if she has anything to say.
Happy
fucking
Friday from New York. Part of me is like, should I have stayed in New York longer? But this snowstorm that's coming, I'm glad I'm getting out. But I do like being in New York. It's fun. I like running around and doing everything by foot. That is fun. Happy fucking Friday. This is a weird fucking Friday, but a good one. I'm glad I came. I think, you guys, I finally cracked the code on my kid thinking that maybe I'm kind of cool with all this, because I was talking to them they were on their way home from dinner last night, and like they were in the car, so like the Bluetooth was on, so we could hear it on the speaker. And Mr. Nag was like, "Oh, Jamie," was like, "Yeah, people asked to take a picture with me, whatever." And my kid was like, "People want to take a selfie with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, some people."
I haven't watched this yet, but we'll just hang out. She was at the courthouse, so I'm just curious if she has any tea.
People like me, bro. So I think he's finally.
People like me, bro.
So to the people who were the ones who did that, thank you. You made me cool with my kid. But I am so ready to be home. I really like a hotel room. I'm a big fan. So today I'm just gonna let most things marinate. When you take in that much information, like, we regurgitated as much as we could, like while it was fresh, but now I need to let it settle. Because when you're talking about legal arguments like this, there are so many angles and there are so many pieces, like ideas at play about what's a legal issue and what's a fact issue and judicial discretion and what's appealable and what's not. And like, there's just so much, it's all just here. And I think probably both of us, but certainly myself, need to just like let it kind of settle. It's usually about 2 to 3 days after something really like dense like that my brain starts to pull out like the highlights and kind of see the bigger picture. So
okay, so I think she's doing her rambles, which is okay. I respect the ramble. I ramble a lot too. But I actually agree with that a lot. When people ask me for a PR perspective, I try very hard to not give my immediate perspective. It's usually if I'm seeing something, especially when I'm emotionally invested in, the Justin Baldoni case, it's not the best perspective. You got to let it marinate. You got to feel into it. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Let me just see. Oh, Ashley's Roy in the text messages. Well, thank you. That helps. I did not realize that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's obvious Taylor Swift is online checking social media, which she claims she does not do. That is a great point. She said, "I'm not online." Remember, she said, "Headlines have nothing to do with me. It's none of my business." I've told you guys, it's all bullshit for a brand. That's a great point. Thank you for pointing that out. She's said all along, and she just recently said on the whatchamacallit, New Heights podcast, that I'm not online. Has nothing to do with me. MDR, thank you for the $5 super chat, my friends. Shouting out MDR and everyone that supported the channel today and everyone that's here liking, subscribing, leaving comments. It all helps. I'm going to figure out how to pull up super chats. Lauren rocks. Yes, she is the best. I think the Trump comment and Van Zandt is scaring them. Oh, yeah, Trump comment for sure, too. Absolutely. Yeah, Lauren is so sweet. I adore Lauren. Oh, yeah, she did. She doesn't care if someone calls her mid. Obviously, she does care what's going on online, right? Oh, 100%. Taylor is wondering how she can make money off this. She will somehow. Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. Of course she's online. They're all online. I think there was You're leaving already. That's all I have for you guys today. I need to edit my podcast episode for Unfuck Your Brand. So anyone that's building a brand, you can check out the Unfuck Your Brand podcast. I'll grab the YouTube for that channel as well. So there's a YouTube, but you can stream it. So it's going to be on branding psychology. And Taylor's one of the examples I use within it, because what I hear so often is Taylor's not the every woman. No, her brand is the every woman. She might not be, but her brand is. Okay, she filed subpoenas in mid-July, so the backlash started hitting in August. Well, then that must be it then, what they meant about remember August. Do you think Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will survive this? I'm still not convinced they're realsies, like for realsies. I'm still not convinced on that. It just too perfectly the arc of it all. I'm still not convinced they're real. So I guess it depends on the brand. Did you stop using StreamYard because of Ryan? No, I stopped using StreamYard because their friggin' video is shit. Hate StreamYard. And because it would only sometimes connect to my camera and they couldn't figure out why. And I got sick of fighting with it. So I stopped using StreamYard for that. I'm using Riverside now, which I really like because it gives you the reels. It's a lot more, does more advanced things than StreamYard. But I also use Ecamm Live. I like that a lot. But I don't go live on Ecamm if I'm doing like tutorials or workshops, videos that are going into a course for clients that they're paying for. I like to use Ecamm Live because the quality is even higher than Riverside. But I do find Riverside overall a lot better than StreamYard. Other than this fact that the chat function, I can't navigate the chat in the same way I could on StreamYard. It doesn't highlight super chats. Like I have another tab open to be able to even see that things are like certain things are coming through. So that interface is kind of crap. It might just be because maybe I can't figure out how to use it, but I do overall like it a lot better. StreamYard I got so sick of it. And I don't know if it's just because I'm in the middle of nowhere, so my internet connection can be tough and StreamYard couldn't handle it, but it just didn't work for me. Unless Travis knows this side of her, then probably. Yeah, I'm just not convinced that they're real. They could be. I'm open to the possibility. It just seems way too convenient, the whole arc of them. I genuinely, my opinion only, I think that contract that got leaked was legit. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. No, I'm just joking. I think the contract that got leaked was legit. That's kind of my little bit of a conspiracy theory. Did you hear Katie Short? She was at the courthouse. There are 11 pieces of evidence too big to release, and they did not give it to her. Oh, wow, really? Yeah, I know. I've gone through, and there's even like a text message one. So on the docket, it says Blake Lively text message. And if you click on it, it says too big. And they apparently have a file at the courthouse for it. I don't know why text messages would be too big to put on the docket. That doesn't make sense to me. But that's interesting that they wouldn't give it to her. Because isn't legally it's supposed to be available? I thought it was supposed to be available. It's like, okay, I'm out of here. Bye. Now everyone hates me. Now it's like, you lost 700 subscribers. That's so funny. All right, my friends. It was so nice hanging out with you. I love just being able to hang out at the end and chat and see what's going on. I will work on navigating the interface a lot better. I do feel like a huge asshole that I didn't seem to be able to pull up super chats. But please do know I like genuinely to my core appreciate them. And I go to bed every day just thankful for this wonderful community and how everyone comes together for the animals. And that's even just liking, subscribing, sharing, spreading the word. All of that goes into helping, especially when my channel gets hit so often with, always in trouble on YouTube. Oh yeah, that's something I keep meaning to dive into. Have you seen the State Farm sponsor relationship with Travis and Taylor? I keep meaning to dive into that, and something always happens and I forget to. Oh, it's audio. Okay, I thought it was okay, so it's audio messages back and forth. That makes sense. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you, Laura, for being here. Oh my goodness, the best mods. I am so appreciative of you guys, especially since, like, guys, we have to give a shout out to the mods as well because I don't tell them. And y'all know if you're part of this community, am I going to be here at 10, 11, noon? Not at all. No one knows. So I always tell the mods, like, if you're there, you're there. Leo and Laura are amazing. If you're there, you're there. I appreciate it, but there's never any pressure for anyone to be here. But you guys really show up and help make it feel like a home. And I appreciate you guys. Okay, my friends, with that, I'm going to let you go. If you're building a personal brand, a YouTube channel, a podcast, make sure to head over to the other YouTube channel because I will have a video going up later today. And make sure to subscribe to Dave Neal. There is, I don't know what, I think he already did his 9 a.m. one. So it'll be the afternoon one that I am featured on. And we had a really great talk. And I love Dave. Okay, my friends, it was so nice hanging out with you. And I will see you in the next one.